Hello, I'm Kaushik Gonda. In this project, I'm going to discuss about four topics. The first one being Hermite polynomial, then Lacour polynomial, then inertia matrix, and finally rocket dynamics using Lagrangian and Hamiltonian mechanics. Now I'm going to discuss about Hermite polynomials. Let's discuss about Hermite polynomials. First, let us discuss about its definition, then its properties, then its history, and finally its applications. First, let's start with its definition. Hermite polynomials Hn of x are a set of orthogonal polynomials. In a moment we'll see what are orthogonal polynomials. Over domain -infinity to infinity with a weighting function e power minus x squared. Okay, now what are orthogonal polynomials? All those polynomials which satisfy the equation a to b integral product of w of x into pm of x into pn of x is equal to cn into delta of m of n. This is called as Kronecker delta, whose value is 1 only if m equal to n, whose value is 0 for m not equal to n. Here the polynomials p which satisfy these equations are called as orthogonal polynomials. This is called as a weighting function. Here in this case of Hermite polynomials, we have been given in the definition that the value is e power minus x square. So w of x value is e power minus x square. Now let us go about studying its properties, and finally we'll get to know what is the value of p of x, and then substituting in this equation we can get the value of cn. Okay, let us study its properties first. The Hermite polynomials is given by a function which maps from one set of real numbers to another set of real numbers. Therefore, Hn is a function such that it maps from real numbers to real numbers. Now let us see how it is actually derived. The Hermite polynomials are a solution to the differential equations of the form. Suppose let q and alpha be two analytic functions. To the differential equation q f double dash of n into alpha f dash of n plus lambda f of n fn of x. In fact, here lambda is a positive integer. The solution to this differential equation will give us Hermite polynomials. We can solve this by using Taylor theorem. Since q and alpha are analytic functions, they can be expanded through Taylor series. So finally, after solving using Taylor series, we get the final value of Hn of x as it is the contour integral since H1 of x is a analytic function. We can further use the properties of complex analysis and further simplify it using Taylor series in the following form. Which is finally the value of the value of which finally is e power minus x square. Okay. Now let us see for some trivial values of n. h0 of x is trivially 1. h1 of x is minus 1 power 1 e power x square into minus 2x into e power minus x square, which is whose value is 2x. Similarly, substituting the values in Hn of x for n equal to 2, we get 4x square minus 2. One important point, for Hn of 0, all these numbers are called as Hermite numbers. Now let's look at its recurrence form. Hn plus 1 of x is equal to 2x hn of x minus hn dash of x. Similarly, we can write in various forms, and for restricting it, we'll only use recurrence form. Okay, here the Pm of x, let's go back to the orthogonal function in the beginning. Here the Pm of x is nothing but hn of x. So we can finally conclude that after solving this equation using the substituted values, the value of Cn is root pi into 2 power n into n factorial. Okay, now let's talk about its history. First of all, this topic of Hermite polynomials was defined by Laplace, then it was studied in detail by Chebyshev, and finally the work was done by Charles Hermite. It is applied in various branches of mathematics as well as physics. In mathematics, it is used in probability in areas such as Edgeworth series, in combinatorics, for example as Appel sequence, in numerical analysis such as Gaussian quadrate. In physics, it is used for eigenstates and quantum harmonic oscillator. Discuss about Legor polynomial. Just like in the previous case, first we'll go about referring to its definition, then its properties, then its history, and finally its applications. Now let us start with its definition. Legor polynomial. Just like Hermite, Legor polynomials are also a set of orthogonal functions. Orthogonal polynomials, over domain 0 to infinity with weighting function e power minus x. Just like in the previous case, we'll now see what would be the orthogonal polynomial property for Legor. This is same as in the case of a Hermite polynomial, which is 1 when m equal to n and 0 when m not equal to n. Okay, here the weighting function is given as e power minus x. Now we'll look at the properties expressing the Legor polynomial in various forms, and finally we'll get to the conclusion of p of x, after which substituting will get the value of Cn. Now let's start with the properties. In general, for any alpha, for some functions x comma y, polynomial functions, here alpha is a real number and n a non-negative integer, the solution to the following are Legor polynomials. Now after solving this, we actually get the Legor polynomial, which can be dependent on value of alpha. In general, we express it for alpha equal to 0. We will see the cases for alpha equal to 0 in some situations. Now, actually expressing Legor polynomial in counter integral form as follows. Now we'll see it's now here we are considering the case of alpha equal to 0. Okay, now we'll see this in a differential form. Okay, now let us see this in a recurrence relation. First we'll see this for a non-zero alpha, and then finally we'll substitute it for a 0 alpha. Substituting it for alpha equal to 0 will give a further equation. Apart from this, we also have a recurrence relation retaining to its derivative, which is as follows. For alpha equal to 0, okay. Now let us look at some values for some values of n, and some for fixed for alpha equal to 0. We'll see for varying values of n. Okay, now we better look at for a general value of alpha. For L1 of alpha of x, it is given. Using these two, we again derive the further polynomials using the recurrence relation. When we substitute that, we get the following. Finally, let us see the explicit form of it. Okay, now here let us go back to the orthogonal form that we actually discussed. If we see here the p of x is L of x that we have derived at the bottom, the value of Cn, it is different for the value of alpha. So for some general alpha, it is tau of n plus alpha plus 1 by n factorial. But in general, for alpha equal to 0, the value of Cn is 1. Let me write this down here. For alpha equal to 0, Cn is 1. Else it is Cn equal to tau n plus alpha plus 1 by n factorial. Okay, this topic Lagore polynomial was first picked up and researched upon by Edmund Nicholas Lagore. It has vast applications. It is used in mathematics as well as in quantum physics. In quantum physics, this equation is used for solving radial part of energy states of hydrogen atom. Discuss about inertia matrix. First we'll discuss about its definition, then its derivation, and then its application, and finally we'll discuss about parallel access theorem, which is related to inertia matrix. Now let's get started. First, its definition. Inertia matrix. Basically, the elements of the inertia matrix are nothing but the scalar moments of inertia of all the particles which constitute a rigid body, which are a part of rigid body in 3D. Now let's say its derivation. Total angular momentum is nothing of any rigid body is the sum of angular momentum of each of its particles, which can be written as, but we know that Vi bar can be written as omega I bar cross Ri bar. Therefore, Li can be written as sigma Mi into Ri cross omega I bar cross Ri. In matrix notation, this can be written as follows: 0 minus Zi Yi Zi 0 minus Xi minus Yi Xi 0 into 0 minus omega Z omega Y omega Z 0 minus omega X minus omega Y omega X 0 into X Y Z. So therefore the product can be written as omega X yi square plus zi square omega y xi square plus zi square omega z yi square plus xi square. Similarly, these elements can be written as omega z yi xi omega z minus omega z y xi minus this element is ixz, therefore minus yi into xizi minus wi into xizi. This would be minus omega x yizi minus omega x yizi. So therefore if we really try to categorize this can be written as in the following terms. We can write it in separate terms like as follows: ixx as omega z into omega x into xi square plus zi square. Similarly, iyy can be written as omega y into xi square plus zi square. Izz can be written as omega z into xi square plus y square. And all these terms ixy equal to iyx can be written as minus omega z xi y. Similarly, other terms can be generated in this way. So finally, this total momentum can be written as in the following way: ixx, ixy, ixz, iyx, iyy, iyz, izx, izy, izz into omega x, omega y, omega z. This is called as inertia matrix. This is mainly, so we'll now see its applications. This is used in angular momentum and also in deriving kinetic energy. It is mainly used in analyzing spinning tops. Now we'll see parallel axis theorem, which gives the inertia matrix about any point r relative to the center of mass. Let the particle be at any point r, which can be written as r minus c plus c with respect to center of mass. The inertia matrix about ir can be written as minus sigma mi ra minus r whole square for all particles. Now using one, we can further change it as minus mi ra minus c minus d whole square, which upon expanding gives follows. So this basically gives the relation between inertia matrix at any point r with inertia matrix at center of mass. Discuss rocket dynamics using Lagrangian and Hamiltonian equations. Rocket dynamics. Assume this is Earth, this is the rocket, it is at position q and is moving with velocity q dot. This is a function of x and t. Now the kinetic energy of the particle is half m q dot whole square. Potential energy of the particle is mgq. By the definition of Lagrangian, it is the difference between kinetic energy and potential energy. Therefore it can be written as half m q dot whole square minus mgq. We know by the Lagrangian equation that d by dt of dou L by dou q bar is dou L by dou q. Here dou L by dou q is minus mg, dou L by dou q bar is half m into 2 q dot, that is nothing but mq dot. Therefore d by dt of mq dot is equal to minus mq minus mg in fact. Now this can be written using uv rule, which is nothing but u dv plus v du. So here it is written as dm by dt into q bar plus m into d by dt of q bar. This is nothing but q double dot is equal to minus mg. So the final equation which we get using Lagrangian is dm by dt into q dot plus m into q double dot is equal to minus mg. Now we will see with respect to Hamiltonian dynamics. Hamiltonian approach. By the definition of Hamiltonian, it is the summation of kinetic energy and potential energy, which is in this case half m q dot whole square plus mgq. We know by Hamiltonian equation that dp by dt is equal to minus dou h by dou q. Dou h by dou q is nothing but mg. P is equal to dou L by dou Q bar, which is nothing but m Q bar. Now substituting this in the equation, main equation, dm by dt, this can be extended using UV rule, dm by dt into Q dot plus mq double dot is equal to minus mg, which is the same equation as we got in Lagrange.